was never scrutinized. And we are being called upon, approve. If you say you've done some payment under Big Push, look at when the Big Push announcement was made, the period, and then you are allocating figures in excess of 7 billion, claiming that you have made some payments. You launch Big Push, you say you made payment to contractors under Big Push in less than a month. Mr. Speaker, this can be nothing less than a very lazily prepared budget. You just putting out the numbers. You don't do any due diligence. You come to this parliament, you didn't scrutinize. You mean you didn't read your own budget? We've told you time without number that your work, your governance, and its success will largely depend on the scrutiny that will come from this side. It's the reason why we always want you to be a bit more tolerant, because your 189 did not even spot this. You didn't spot it. Figures are just being bandied around. This is a time I expect you to rise on a point of order. Rise on a point of order, because these figures have become part of the records of this house. Mr. Speaker, that said, I'll move to the second leg of my observations. Mr. Speaker, 2025, I want the minister to seize this opportunity to tell us how much was released to him. He became literally redundant because the funds were not released. If you want to rebut this, the record will have him how much was released. Now you come in, you say we should approve this amount of 5.378 billion. Are you sure the minister is going to release these monies for your operations? Besides, you are almost a year into August. Road fund still has no board. How do you disburse funds to the road contractors? This is part of your inefficiencies you've introduced as part of your so-called reset. I will not use the word incompetence, but anybody reading this would wonder why a government with the opportunity to put in place the governance structures has refused to set up the road fund board. You came here to amend the law. What is delaying the formation of the board? And contractors are suffering. Is it a sin to invest in the private sector? The Ghanaian businesses who have gone to the banks to take loans are not being paid. They have worked. Their workers are home. They are unable to pay their workers. And if you ask, the simple reason that the government for over 10 months has refused, neglected, and for whatever internal politicking is unable to set up a simple board. I thought you had the men. You had competent men and women. Some MPs who have no portfolio, who are not on any board. Why are you not putting them there? A lot of the qualified people in your government. You can't set up road fund board. Have you failed the people of Ghana already? Or you are about failing them? You should explain to us why the road fund board has not been set up. Because you claim that that is the reason why you've not paid contractors. So all the monies that have been released to that fund, what are you doing? You have an administrator, you have a secretariat. Mr. Speaker, even the necessary reforms that they themselves spoke about to check this double payment, have they initiated it? Look, you don't come into government with this fanfare and say reset and then reset, and then you come into the chamber singing. It's not about the songs you sing, it's about how much you deliver. Ghanaians will judge you by your performance. Set up the road fund board, pay contractors. Mr. Speaker, enough of this. This side of the house will not let you have business as usual. Will not just come, you say estimate, and we'll just say because the report is here, we have approved it. Mr. Speaker, put the question. Mr. Speaker would only put the question after we have ensured proper scrutiny. And these are figures that you cannot run away with. You cannot attempt to do your usual rebuttal point of order. Because figures don't lie. Data cannot be turned upside down. It's in your own budget document. And you say we should approve this? Well, we have told you what to do. It is your duty to be gracious enough to do the needful. If you decide that you want the records to remain the way they are, so be it. You carry the consequences yourself. You'll be solely responsible for your own inefficiencies. Let the private sector know this. Let the private sector know that this government is putting impediment in their way by refusing to pay them as a result of the road fund board that is not in place. If there is nothing like road fund anymore, that nomenclature that exists for the purpose of disbursing funds to road contractors must be put in place. There must be a board. He came here to amend the law. You were sworn in 7 January 2025. Today, we are in December, 2nd December. You can't constitute a simple board. All you care to do is to rush Parliament. Certificate of urgency, so that we don't scrutinize.
Yes, leader.
Mr. Speaker, I rest my case.
Let me invite the minister to.
Speaker, normally the minister will conclude. Mr. Speaker, let me thank you for giving me opportunity to add my voice to the call that the House adopts. The House adopts the report of the Committee on Rules and Transportation for the approval of the sum of 5.37845835900 billion for the work of the ministry for 2026. Mr. Speaker, it's shocking that the then majority leader 12 months ago here, Mr. Speaker, he was here. He launched programs programs that he had long started and expended public money on them before he launched them. Planting for food and jobs. One village, one dam. One district, one factory. They were begun and public expenditures were spent on them before they were launched. Today they tell us that they are surprised that Big Push has expended money on projects that had been begun earlier this year. They haven't heard them before. And because the launch was in September, so to them, the expenditure on those projects could only occur after September. What the logic? Mr. Speaker, they should be thanking this government that we are continuing with road projects that they couldn't complete, one. And we are also launching massive road projects, including in areas like Winneba and Efutu. Instead of thanking this government that we are even running dual carriageways from Winneba roundabout towards Swedro, you won't praise government for it. You are here talking about figures. Those figures, the reports emanated from the committee. The committee consists of members from this side and this side. So it can never be true that this budget and the report was not properly interrogated. All the agencies appear before the committee. So, Mr. Speaker, by all means we can debate on the matter, but let's set the facts right. We should rather encourage the ministry to ensure that the funds that have been allocated for its work are effectively applied by the contractors, to ensure that there are no delays, so that next year we can ask for more allocation to the ministry so they can do more. Because, Mr. Speaker, when, for instance, the Accra-Kumasi Expressway is done, the amount of jobs it will generate and the kind of the transformation it will bring to this economy will be massive. They won't praise government for all these things. So, Mr. Speaker, people are dying on the Accra-Winneba road, the most dangerous road. And we are making efforts to have it rehabilitated and improved. And one of the major beneficiaries along that highway, he says what?
Quick response from drivers.
Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the road minister for ensuring that all these roads that hitherto were abandoned, he's committed and slated them for major attention. I want to urge the House to adopt the report so the minister and his ministry can implement the programs properly outlined in the report contained in Appendix, Mr. Speaker, in Appendix A, attached to the report, comprehensively outlined, so that next year when we can, we'll praise him and ask that he can do more. Mr. Speaker, with this way, I thank you for the opportunity.
I'll come to you. I'll come to you. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Mr. Speaker, this is a House of Records. The unnumbered page, Appendix A, which contains Big Push Program Project, Winneba Takoradi. Mr. Speaker, these are projects that feasibility studies had long been done. Mr. Speaker, the NDC came to meet the Winneba project ongoing. Mr. Speaker, in my early days in practice, one thing I learned, which he also learned same, was to deal with issues. Mr. Speaker, the issues that we raised from this side of the House, Mr. Speaker, we're very clear. You have provided for Big Push. At the time you At the time you launched the big push, to the time that these monies you said you had disbursed was just 1 month plus. Mr. Speaker, our friend must address it. This issue of one district, one dam, one this, one. Mr. Speaker, he should deal with the relevant issues. We have a situation where we are dealing with a cut and paste budget, cut and paste figures. Mr. Speaker, address them. Don't say that the Winneba Swedro Road is a new initiative. Please. Please.
Leader,
it's not a new initiative.
Leader, thank you.
It's not a new initiative. Your constituency received a lot of outbound motors during Akufo-Addo's era. Never seen. You are tested to it. You know that as a fact. Why are you not addressing it? Please stop this thing about we didn't do it and all that. I'm drawing your attention that your constituency benefited from a lot of projects even under Akufo-Addo. Your constituency was not abandoned. Honorable Defiamako. Indeed. And I'm telling you that this initiative is not new, and you know that.
Leader,
Mr.
thank
Speaker,
you.
I've
Leader,
addressed my point.
thank you. Yeah, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to make my final comments on the estimates from the committee, the report from the Committee of Road and Transport on the estimates for the 2026 budget for the ministry. I also want to thank the members of the committee and the entire House for all the support given us in the course of the year. Mr. Speaker, I want to put on record where we started from. At transition, we inherited a project portfolio of 110 billion Ghana cedi. In 2024 alone, 24 billion cedis of projects were awarded, majority of them without any commencement authorization from Ministry of Finance. Talk about recklessness, I wouldn't even have to make any comment about that. We also inherited unpaid bills of over 60 billion Ghana cedis if you compare GOG, Road Fund, and Cocoa Board. In fact, as a result, Cocoa Board Road project has totally collapsed, and the reforms are being carried out currently as we speak. Mr. Speaker, 90% or more of the contractors on our roads were not on site. They stopped work because they have raised certificates and have not been paid for a long period of time and have actually stopped work. And Mr. Speaker, famous for those projects that contractors have stopped working was Ofanko Road, which had regular demonstrations from members of the public, and rightly so, drawing the attention of the state. Interestingly, the demonstrators were not paid any attention until 2025. But Mr. Speaker, it was very simple. The contractor was owed almost $80 million for works done and unpaid for. Mr. Speaker, President Mahama directed, and that was the first contractor that was paid. Almost 800 million Ghana cedi was paid to that contractor, and that is why that contractor is back to site today. So when the minority leader says that contractors are not being paid, I don't know whether he's talking about this country or he's talking about something else. Because a contractor they could not pay, of which the most important alignment on road traffic in our country, Accra Kumasi, was abandoned and the contractor was not working. Today, that contractor is working, and we are very, very hopeful that that project will be completed. Mr. Speaker, talking about prudence and other things, the minority leader and his party, if I want to remind them, paid $29 million for an Indian contractor as mobilization to build a road between Savelugu and Walewale, and the contractor took the money and walked free. $29 million. I am very sure that amount of money can pay a number of contractors who we owe even today. So if the minority leader wanted to help, we would have asked the contractor to go back to site and work according to the $29 million. And I'm calling upon their site, since you were the ones who brought that Indian contractor and wrote a contract and paid them the $29 million, I'm encouraging you to join hands with us to retrieve our $29 million from that contractor. Because guess what? One of the most dangerous roads still in our country is the road between Savelugu and Walewale.
Minister.
It's still dangerous.
Minister, hold on.
Mr. Speaker, before I sit down, I would agree. But I noticed that when my colleagues on this side were making presentation, in fact, even the minority leader was encouraging us to take a point of order. We did not, because we wanted it to flow. But today, just because I'm speaking, he did his part and left. And then another one
Honorable
is
Minister.
I will yield, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, Kabiru.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. And I want to state that we are not doing this lightly. We believe that a House of Record must actually speak to the records and the facts as they are. And if the minister responsible for roads and highway informed this House that arrears was in excess of 60 billion, when the Controller Accountant General had given us a clear sense of the arrears of around 40 billion, that has to go to record. As a statement, the Finance Minister, even coming back to this particular House, updated his records. As a matter of fact, in the 2025 budget, Mr. Speaker, that particular inflation of the area gave us a false sense of fiscal deficit on commitment basis. We raised it, so the records must speak to the actual record. Mr. Speaker, the other issue is that we are raising an issue of mistakes on the face of the budget. Mr. Speaker, that mistake is what we expected him to respond to, not to be doing other engagement, because the mistakes are so clear that when you present a 2025 budget,
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker,
Thank you.
that is the whole argument.
Thank you. Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Just take you off.
When my colleague, a good friend, got up, I thought, since I mentioned his constituency, of which a contractor was paid $29 million, I thought he was going to help me get that money. Let me help him. Let me help him. I told you already, me, when I say things in this House, you can take me on. Go and check the facts. At transition, you reported road fund was owing 5 billion. Today, it is 8 billion. So which record are you talking about? And I came here, hold on. You said, Honorable Oponkruma, you said things that I don't agree with. I kept quiet. It is not your turn to get up and speak. Get up.
No.
I said you said mention. No, I'm not yielding to you. I'm not yielding to you. Mr. Speaker.
No.
Mr. Speaker, he said some things. I'll come back to those things. Mr. Speaker, I said earlier when I was making my comment on the policy part of the statement that it is not unusual that when you have certain figures at transition, especially with road ministry, it is not a static figure. It keeps changing because contractors keep bringing in certificates on daily basis. So even the 8 billion I talked about today, I could get to the ministry, it could be 9 billion. It is not a crime. So Honorable Kabiru, your point is that you knew of a figure and you think that figure is static. No, that is not the way it works. The figures keep changing. So that is the fact. Mr. Speaker, since the minority leader brought this issue in, talking about prudence, let me remind you again. You paid $40 million for us to buy armored vehicles. We didn't even get Aboboya out of that. And yet, no, listen. Oh, you want me to say what to make you happy? I will tell you what your record is. I will tell you what your record is. You are going to listen to me, whether you like it or not. I'm saying, yes, we are talking about roads.
Honorable Minister. It is your budget that you are approving.
Mr. Speaker.
Minister, hold on. Minister, hold on.
They will listen to me the same way I listened to them when they were talking.
No, they will listen to you.
I am saying that, Mr.
Minister,
Speaker.
they will listen to you. Hold on. What I'm saying is your budget that we are approving. So please restrict yourself to the budget. I mean, other extraneous issues, we can take that one later on. But now, just respond to basic issues that you are raised. Then we approve your budget. We move on. We have a lot of estimates to consider, please.
Speaker, I am also a member of this House and can debate the way I like. I'm saying that because he talked about recklessness, this is a site that though our military people didn't have equipment, they paid $40 million to a company for armored vehicles. We didn't even get Aboboya out of it. Is it true or false?
Minister,
it is true.
Minister,
I'll go back to my
please,
point.
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Let me go back.
Minister, just
I'll
restrict
stay-
yourself
I'll
to
stay
the
on
budget.
course.
I beg of you, please.
Hold on, Mr. Speaker. I also heard in the debate that some of the colleagues argued. Mr. Speaker, you will need to be.
Minister, please.
Mr. Speaker,
Please.
Mr. Speaker.
Hold on. You will be given a.
Hold on. Mr. Speaker, hold on.
Mr. Speaker, we had agreed that we will not interrupt the debate. If there are issues, you note it down. And is he on his feet on a point of order? So wait, let him catch the speaker's attention. Please. Please, Mr. Speaker. So, as if you can't sit down and be throwing your hands. Don't do that. Let's have some sanity. So all I am saying is that the debate has begun. If anybody has an issue, the minister sat here quietly and listened to all the issues, whether truthful or not. He noted them down and is responding to the issues one after the other. So if you have an issue, note them down. If you have the opportunity, then you can speak to it. But this process of everybody settling on his feet trying to heckle him, then we may not end the process today. So I'm pleading with you. They should allow him to conclude. They can note the points down. This is not the end of the debate. There are a lot of reports to be taken. The issues can be raised.
Yes, but Honorable Minister, I beg of you, just focus on your budget. These extraneous matters, you will just invite unnecessary attention. Please, just restrict yourself and let's conclude on that.
Mr. Speaker, I will take, Mr. Speaker, I will take your humble advice. But Mr. Speaker, I repeat, I sat here quietly. Colleagues said things that I'm coming to respond to. I never, in fact, you heard him asking us to take a point of order on him. We never did, for obvious reasons. So if anybody has got any issues, contrary view, they are free to bring it up. But Mr. Speaker,
but Minister, I still want to come back to you.
No,
Please,
Mr. Speaker.
Just focus on your
Mr.
budget.
Speaker, I will do that.
No other matters
Mr.
from
Speaker.
other ministries, please.
I've also heard colleagues talk about the kind of jobs that we are creating under the big push. Mr. Speaker, there are certain professions in this country that don't have permanent jobs. We move from job to job. I'm an architect. Few architects get jobs that take them from the day of employment to retirement. We move from job to job. So if we say big push will create 480,000 jobs, and I heard somebody say 490,000 jobs, Mr. Speaker, and then they said these are temporary jobs, Mr. Speaker. And then I see somebody even say that, oh, these are jobs for menial jobs, Mr. Speaker. We are creating jobs for civil engineers, quantity surveyors, bankers, and other things. These are high-level professionals in our country. And Mr. Speaker, if we create 500,000 jobs for civil engineers and other things for 2 years, who knows what will happen after the next 2 years? So these are not just menial jobs. Mr. Speaker, let me give you an example. Assuming the big push projects on site currently are 60 billion. 1% of that, which is what we are supposed to do, a bond on performance at 1%. That is 600 million Ghana cedi going to insurance companies already. It is a heavy investment in the economy. It's not merely building of roads. These are serious jobs that are being created across the spectrum of the country. And I want my colleagues
but that's
to pay
what he's
attention to
explaining.
that. We are not even talking about the supply chain of raw materials and other things. So don't trivialize this. This is not a matter of like creating menial jobs. And Mr. Speaker, colleagues have made some statements that I think are very vital that we needed to deal with. We have serious problems with abandoned projects, especially the ones we have approved in this house in terms of suppliers, credit, and other things. And many of them have stalled, creating very challenging situations. So, for instance, Domi Kitasi is one of them. A very critical road was started under the previous government. Unfortunately, by Kuwaiti Fund, the debt situation means that the contractors park off-site. What have we done? President Mahama directed that since we are not too sure of what the cost to complete based on the loan agreement approved in this house, we should put it under the Big Push project. So today, if you go to Domi Kitasi, the contractor is back on site working. The motorway to Central University, the Tranche 1 by BHM is stalled. The contractor is not fully back on site. The Tranche 2, which is supposed to be the main carriageway, is now under Big Push being done by First Sky on site currently. That one will also be completed. So when colleagues talk about the fact that we do have serious challenges, I agree with them. And I appreciate the support we get from the entire house. And then let's come to the issue about the allocation in 2025 budget and then the expenditure. Mr. Speaker, even in the case of supply, where you can just say, I want a car. This is the car. I brought you the car, pay me. Road projects or works-related projects are not like that. Mr. Speaker, we started a journey on the Big Push more than 8 months ago. Feasibility studies, costing, and then tendering process. Mr. Speaker, I reported in this house that there are Big Push contractors that have done 30% of the work already. The 30% of the work. The ceremonial sword cutting of a project, it is President Mahama who decided that instead of contractors moving to site for him to do sword cutting, on the day the contractor brought an excavator to site, contractors must show commitment and be on site and be working. So what you saw in September is not the beginning of Big Push. Big Push has been in progress all along. So don't mistake the fact that a date in September was the beginning of Big Push. That is not the case. And then they talked about the allocation that has been made and how we are going to spend it. Colleagues, Big Push contractors are currently preparing certificates. And the volume of work they are doing, 13 billion might sound like a lot of money, and it's indeed a lot of money. But the size of the projects they are doing, some projects are in excess of 2 billion Ghana cedi. So it is not as if the 13 billion, if we were dealing with maybe buying of items and selling, it's a different matter because their certificates are heavy. So don't be surprised that the 13 billion you are talking about that is money not spent according to you. By the 31st of December this year, that money might not be there as 13 billion. And I think that the true picture of how the 13 billion was allocated and spent can only be apparent in the media review in 2026. And nobody is going anywhere. God willing, we'll all be here and you see those details. So don't worry about that. In fact, indeed, that money, as far as I'm concerned, is not that much in terms of the size of things we are doing. And the 30 billion. The 30 billion is not a license to go and award new projects. If we have 60 billion cedis worth of projects on site and we have allocated 13 billion, it's a fraction of the value of the project on site alone. So even if you add the two, we haven't even finished paying for the first phase of the Big Push project we are embarking on. So don't misconstrue that. And then third, indeed, the 5 billion, I agree with colleagues. The 5 billion that has been allocated is not enough. Though it may sound like one of the biggest allocation, it is not enough at all. The project, I already said that we have 110 billion cedis worth of project already on site. So even if you allocate 5 billion, it's just a tiny fraction of what we'll be able to pay. And payment, Mr. Speaker, indeed, we owe a lot of money. And contractors have been paid. By the last check, and I say that, I'm saying this cautiously because the real figure will come out in the media review. Contractors have been paid already close to 6 billion cedis based on arrears, not Big Push, in terms of arrears. So contractors have been paid up to almost 6 billion cedis already as arrears. The one that the minority leader talked about, which is the money allocated for a road maintenance trust fund. Mr. Speaker, it is out of prudence that we decided that let's do the right thing. Indeed, when the Auditor General carried out validation of the certificate we came to meet, indeed, they discounted many of them. We saw a situation where one certificate was almost recycled between Road Fund and GOG. It is just important that we do these things. So as we speak, this week will be the end of the validation of the Road Fund certificate. The projection is that before the end of this month, the allocation made to Road Fund under the 2025 budget will be disbursed to the road contractors. So, Mr. Speaker, there's nothing in terms of mixed presentation in terms of those things. And then I heard somebody saying that some of the projects were already on site. Mr. Speaker, as a matter of fact, the interchange at Winneba Runabout, now Winneba Interchange, was not part of it. But guess what? That project is ongoing. And the project between Winneba and Mankesin is a new project. And the contractor is currently on site. If you use that alignment, you see it. Mr. Speaker, despite all the politics, I am very grateful to colleagues for all the support they've given my ministry in the pursuit of improving the road network wherever we live. Every member of this House is under pressure to improve the road network in their area. And as long as we have the resources, we are committed to make sure that at least the 10 of which we are in that ministry will make sure the road network in the country improves. And I want to take the opportunity and encourage colleagues to support this allocation so that we can carry out the necessary works to improve the roads in the country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you. Kojo, I beg of you. I'll put the question.
I beg of you, Mr. Speaker. He mentioned my name.
Honorable members. No. He was just addressing issues. Kojo, I beg of you. Honorable members, at the conclusion of the debate, I'll give you after this. You give the opportunity. At the conclusion of the debate, the question is as many as are in favor. He has spoken. All those in favor of the motion listed one in the other paper, then do say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion listed one in the other paper addendum has been approved, and that this House has approved the sum of 5,378,458,359 Ghana cedis for the services of the Ministry of Roads and Highways for the year ending 31st December 2026. Yes. Yes, Honorable Leader, let me acknowledge our guests at the public gallery before we come to the next. So we have Zion A and B Civic Educational Club. They are being led by Sena Boson, who is the leader, and from NCC, and they are coming from a Futu constituency. That's the minority leaders constituency. The second one is Uniplan North JHS, and they are also being led by the same person, Sena Bosun, who is the leader, and the school is also from Winneba. Why is it that one from a Futu, one from Winneba? So you are welcome. Yes, leader. Leader, let me give the Honorable, Honorable Amankwamen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, hear you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity to correct an impression created by the Honorable Minister for Roads that some amount of money in the sum of $40 million was paid, for which this country received nothing with regards to the purchase of APCs by the Ministry of Defense. Mr. Speaker, that is erroneous. First of all, every purchase is guided by contract. I will want to know from the Honorable Minister whether he's read the contract for the purchase of those APCs. The contract was such that we are supposed to pay a certain amount of money before the APCs will be given, about 19 of them will be given to this country. Yes, we paid the 40 million, but we did not finish paying that money. And so until we finish paying the money, we will not be given the 19 APCs, Mr. Speaker. And so to create the impression as if we sat and folded our arms and not do anything for even a Boboya to be given to this country, very wrong and palpable falsehood. And I believe this house is a house of records, and so the records must capture the right thing.
Thank you very much. No. I'm not giving a leader. Kwame. Please, let's make progress. Yes, leader, let me hear you.
Speaker, may I pray that we take motion number 3 on the order paper addendum. Mr. Speaker. 3, yes. Yeah, Western House.
Very well. Do you have the Minister for Western House in here?
Are you ready?
Yeah,
the minister is not here. I can't see the minister. Why Deputy Minister?
Speaker, I called the minister, but he is in a meeting that he cannot leave. So he asked the deputy to come and be here so that we take the report, that she can note down the issues and also respond to matters arising from the report. So the deputy is here. So let me pray that the deputy does this on his behalf.
Speaker, that does not find favor with us. We are totally opposed. We are opposed. Yes, the deputy minister is one of our own, but the minister, this is his budget. And I'm opposed, or we are opposed because of the reasons you premised your application with. He is in the meeting somewhere engaged, and the minister doesn't consider his budget as important as coming to engage with Parliament. We can't accept this. It's totally unacceptable. In any case, the transport minister is ready. If Works and Housing is not ready, transport minister is ready, and the minister knows the importance of his budget being passed. That is why he's here. Transport minister is here. Road minister is here. Why is the Works and Housing minister not here? Chief will go and find him. Your deputy can stand instead. Move out of the chamber. Call the minister. You think we are going to treat you with kid gloves? Go and bring your ministers. Go and bring your ministers. That will not be acceptable to us. What are you going to say? Find another reason.
He's going to beg you.
I don't know why my brother, the whip, the chief whip, my alter ego on the other side, likes to litigate this matter. My alter ego. Mr. Speaker, under Article 295 of the Constitution, 2951, a minister means a minister appointed under Article 78 or 256 of this Constitution. So, technically speaking, a deputy, in fact, that is why they are called deputy ministers. They deputize for the substantive. So, for purposes of these matters, the deputy is qualified enough within the meaning of the Constitution to step in for the boss and listen to the matters arise. So I'm pleading with my brother Frank that is his sister. That's your sister. Allow her to do her duty under law. So we do this.
We will share with you, but the reason you assigned for the minister's absence for me was also not.
It's not as if I didn't speak with the minister. He is in such a situation that if you want to abide his coming, then we may not be able to take the report at all. So that is why he detailed the deputy to come here. We will do the needful. My brother Frank, my brother Frank, we will do the needful. I appreciate your cooperation, and the level at which you are cooperating with us is noted. So we'll do the needful.
Well.
So, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Frank and Honorable has agreed. So
I have not agreed. I have to consult my key makers. Now let's finish with transport whilst we are consulting. We can go and take transport. Honorable Gisela is a friend. You see, let it go on the record. When it's difficult, we compromise. I hope when it matters, you also compromise for us. Honorable Gisela, Ofuasia Irebi, there's a very popular bridge at Ofuasia Irebi. Take notice. Okankwe Central, take notice. In Sawama Dreju Zongo, our drains. Take notice.
Is that a condition?
And Speaker, your good stuff. Speaker, your good stuff. A number of bridges in the Speaker constituency. So hesitantly we will allow her to do it. But be brief. Please be brief.
Well. Honorable
On that
Deputy
note of
Minister,
hesitation, thank you.
You may do us the honors.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the motion number 3 on the addendum, order paper addendum, be moved today. Thank you.
There are two other people addendum. There are two papers. Which one are you referring? No. Do the right thing. Is it addendum 1 or addendum 2? Let's do the right thing. Refer to the addendum paper
Honorable Frank, I'm not done prayer.
This is addendum 1. It's not even numbered. Then we have
Speaker
addendum 2.
Has only one.
Yes, Speaker, but she must reference them properly.
Mr. Speaker, now Ano is bullying my deputy minister. You can't do that. She properly referenced, said order paper addendum. She said order paper addendum. Addendum 2. That's her business is not addendum 2. The addendum is not numbered. This is order paper addendum. And you know the procedure. You just want to heckle my deputy minister unnecessarily. It's not needed. Affirmative action.
Yes, Honorable Deputy Minister, let's hear you.
Mr. Speaker, once again, whether you heckle me or not, Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the motion numbered 3 on order paper addendum, please take note, will be moved today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Who is the chairman of the committee? Yes, Honorable Vincent Obon.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I second the motion. Your committee met yesterday as a joint committee, Minister of Works and Housing.
The chairman is an experienced man. So, Chairman, just a second and present the committee's report, please.
Oh, I know. Why? Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the motion. And in doing so, I would like the House to approve the sum of 1,460,906,354 Ghana cedis for 2026. And in doing so, I would like to make a comment, but I want the answer department to capture the entire report as having been captured, having been read. Mr. Speaker, we met yesterday looking at the way the ministry 2025, the projects that they have initiated. We all know that Flooding in Accra has been a very major challenge. And then issues on coastal protection has also been a challenge. But in 2025, we all know that phase 2 of the Blekuso Sea Defense Project commenced. And so far, your committee visited the site and contractor is doing well. And we are hopeful, looking at the $200 million that have been allocated in 2026 budget, we are hopeful that in 2026, even if they are unable to complete, the project would go on smoothly. We are also encouraged by the government's work on 10,000 affordable housing units across Greater Accra, Ashanti, Northern regions, and then the revised National Affordable Housing Program. We completed the redesign and completion of Sagleme Affordable Housing Project through a public-private partnership model. To promote inclusive access to rent-to-own scheme was expanded, benefiting over 3,500 low-middle income earners. In the area of sea defense projects, in addition, we all know that we still have Abuaze and other communities in central and then in Volta regions that are also ongoing. We also expect that in 2026, rent assistance scheme, which is one major project that was initiated by the previous administration, there is a provision in this budget that is going to continue with that laudable project. And I believe that members are going to support the approval of this amount for the work of the ministry in 2026. Under the national sanitation, 24,000 household toilets were constructed, reducing open defecation in beneficiary districts by 12%. Ghana Water Company Limited produced over 351 gallons of water per day, and in going to 2026, I'm even very, very sure that with the allocation that has been made to the ministry, it is even going to be better in 2026. We are thinking about housing units in Accra. Honorable Speaker, the committee also believes sincerely that we have issues with accommodation for low-income earners. But in Greater Accra, we have a lot of structures, high-rise structures around that are unoccupied. And we recommended that in 2026, the ministry should ensure that most of these houses, through real estate auditing, should be able to capture most of these houses that are unoccupied so that we can make it available for people, Ghanaians, to rent some of these structures. With these few comments, I would like to recommend to the House that the House approves a sum of 1,460,906,354 Ghana cedis for the ministry in 2026. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Can I listen to the ranking member? Could you all come to it, but let me listen to the ranking member first. Honorable Francis. Okay, Kojo, let's hear you.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. And thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. And I'd like to associate myself with the sentiments already expressed and to commend the ministry for the work that they are doing. Mr. Speaker, in particular, it is heartwarming to see that progress is being made in the housing sector. A number of major housing projects were commenced by the ministry, but because of financial constraints, progress was not as was expected. So we're happy to see that some allocations are being made. My prayer to the Ministry of Finance will be that they actually release not just what is on paper, but they actually release the allocation so that the ministry can actually go forward to implement this. Because, Mr. Speaker, in particular, when housing projects are being executed, it has a way of transforming communities, giving beneficiaries access to wealth creation, among others. And so we would like to support and encourage that actually the money be released. Except, Mr. Speaker, to speak to two specific things. The report on page 5, under paragraph 7.1, item 2, as it purports to list the achievements of the ministry, says, and I quote, as at the end of October 2025, the ministry, among others, achieved the following. 2, completed the redesign and completion of the Saglemi affordable housing project through a public-private partnership model. Mr. Speaker, I don't think that is accurate because that project has not been completed. Maybe the redesign has been completed, but the actual project itself has not been completed. This is a House of Records, and it is important that the records reflect. Mr. Speaker, you would recall, and as the House will recall, I was Minister for Housing at the time. It was during that period that we worked out a public-private partnership to complete the project, because as will be recalled, there was requirement for about $100 million to finish that project because it lacked electricity, water, and a sewage system. And the weight on the Treasury to fund it was delaying it. And so we put together this public-private partnership, which was to ensure that the private entity will get funding on his own books and be able to complete it. So they may have proceeded to complete the redesign and made progress on it, but it has not been completed. And the House should not record that it has been completed. Especially, Mr. Speaker, when you go to page 9, where it records among the outlook for 2026, the fact that they expect to now complete the first phase of the Saglemi affordable housing project by delivering a total of 8,000 units by the end of 2026. It will be recalled that the private developer, at the time we signed the PPP agreement, mentioned some 400 plus days to be used in completion. So it's important that that is corrected. A second matter I'd like to speak to, Mr. Speaker, is the district housing scheme. The district housing scheme, Mr. Speaker, again, was launched in 2024 during the period when I happened to be Minister for Housing. It is a very important intervention in the housing ecosystem because what it does is that it ensures that housing, affordable housing, housing of a certain level is made available in the districts. It creates jobs, it helps technology transfer, and it also ensures that even people who want to acquire assets in these districts can find these assets to acquire. It also will contribute to rural-urban migration because as more development takes place there, we expect that it will contribute to a reduction in the rural-urban migration. So, Mr. Speaker, it is a very important project. I am happy to see that allocations have been made to continue it. My prayer will be that it's not just, like they say in Nigeria, audio money, money on paper, but money will actually be released so that work will be done. Mr. Speaker, since I have the floor, if you permit me, I won't do any mischief. This is a House of Record. A comment was made earlier that $29 million was paid to a contractor for no work done in the previous debate. We did not intend to stop that approval from taking place, but it is very important that that record be corrected. $29 million was paid as part of the broader contract sum. The banks funding that project, the Savelugu to Waliwali project, because of the domestic, in fact, because of the entire debt restructuring program, suspended any further disbursements until such a time that the debt restructuring was complete. When it was completed, the contractor is back on site. So it is not correct that $29 million was paid, no work was done. Mr. Speaker, again, I beg of you, since I have the floor, the Minister for Roads mentioned that arrears was 60 billion Ghana cedis.
Minister, that one has been addressed.
No, it has not been addressed.
Honorable
Mr. Speaker, I beg your pardon,
Dr.
it is very important.
Addressed that one.
It has not been addressed. It has not been addressed. Because if you go into the budget that was submitted by the minister responsible for finance, Mr. Speaker, I crave your indulgence. This is a house of record.
Could you allow you to just correct that
But the
one?
60 billion is not correct. It's 47 billion,
Honorable
Mr. Speaker.
Kabilu address it. What's the minister himself?
But
was
he
here.
should have corrected it, Mr. Speaker. Because people are carrying it home that there was arrears of 60
I
billion.
think
and it's
he
not
addressed
true.
it and he himself took
I thank
it
you,
on
Mr.
board.
Speaker.
So I think let's move on. Yes. Who else wants to comment on the? Yes, honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. I want to contribute on 3 areas. That is, the ministry will work on district housing scheme to decentralizing housing development and address national housing deficit by building affordable homes across the district. This is a major thing that the Ministry of Work and Housing is going to take on, because most often when we hear about building of houses, it is always in the urban area. But with this project, it's going to decentralize and make sure that people within the rural area also get felt of it. For instance, when you go to Bolgatanga, getting to Pusugnamu, there was a land acquired just to do a district housing project. And I think with this project, it will make sure that all those rural areas and districts within the country can get some. And then when you go to item 4, the work on Akusombo's dam spillage resettlement program and aim at construction 2,250 decent housing units for Akusombo dam spillage. This is something that the nation has actually been calling for a long time. With the Akusombo dam spillage, I think a lot of people know what happened to this our nation, where a lot of people were left homeless. And with this thing capturing the budget to build over 2,000 houses within those communities, it's a laudable thing that I think we are bringing on to this development. So I therefore encourage that we should actually take it serious and approve it so that the ministry can carry on with a developmental project. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Let me come to leadership. Yes, Honorable Anodompe.
Speaker, let me make a few comments to the motion moved. First of all, I think for a long time we've lost out as a nation in paying needed attention. Correct me, Deputy Minister, if I'm wrong. The Water Resource Commission is supposed to be an agency under you. Yes, and we all know the relevance and the importance of this commission. Their interplay and relevance in the maintenance of our water bodies with their turbidity and yes. I'm not impressed so far. I mean, government that have come and gone. I'm not limiting myself to just you. And I see you taking copious note. What is the vision of your outfits in resourcing the Water Resource Commission? I recall this House put together an ad hoc committee to visit sites at the Volta River because of sun-winning activities in the Volta River. I don't want to talk about Galamsey because there is a relevance. Availability of raw water to be treated and distribution is a question mark that we need to start looking at. Water systems, and I see from your report, Damango is going to be a beneficiary, Yendi is going to be a beneficiary, 10 districts in the central region is going to be a beneficiary. I don't know what informed these choices that you have made. Eastern region is obviously missing. In Saoma Dreji, we are pleading, pay attention to some. We have the Densu River going through in Saoma Dreji. And so there is a good source of raw water that can be treated. It's an indictment, forgive me if it's a strong expression to use, that the whole of Eastern region, not even one water system coming from your outfit. That is not good enough. You're only focusing, is it because you come from the central region? Minister, think about it. I know you are a patriotic citizen. It's just by the way. So pay attention to Easterners too. It's important. And you've been driving through Eastern region, Asamankasi. You drive through Asamankasi, it's a home. Before you head to Central region, pay attention to us. Eastern region is important. Akim Stredro, Ofuasia Yerebi, and all the places. Then bridges. This house has passed a number of facilities. Maybe you should relate to your road. I think the Czech Republic, there was a facility that came from the Czech Republic or so. Yeah, there were a number of them. So you may have to relate to your, captured, relate to your road minister, the Honorable Governs, and let's see how both of you can exchange. Again, in Saoma Dreji, between Sikafo and Mantem, and I know my constituents are listening, between Sikafo and Mantem and Sabu Zongo and Adreji Zongo, there's a huge drain. I've been telling you, and you have to come up with a plan how we can deal with these drains across the country, not just in Saoma Dreji. And for some of them, it doesn't need so much. So there's a department under you, is it the hydro department should be doing some analysis or taking some inventory of the kind of bridges probably you can prioritize and program it by way of attention. Some are need more or urgent attention so that we can deal with it. And a number of these bridges connect to highways. And it is when you do them, it helps in providing alleys, development alley routes that can lead to highways. I know you are a professional when it comes to this, the built environment. So please exert your professionalism and let's feel your impact at the ministry. So far, I'm not too impressed. What you've done so far is not impressive. She's very good in the built environment. And we invite her to bring her experience to bear and change. And let's feel the resetting. I can't feel the reset agenda. Honorable Gizela, let's feel your impact. So having said that, I urge members to support the passage.
Thank you, honorable members. At the conclusion of the debate, all those in favor that motion listed 3 in the order paper addendum say aye. All those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion listed 3 in the order paper addendum is carried. And that this House has approved the sum of 1,460,906,354 Ghana cedis for the services of the Ministry of Works and Housing and Water Resources for the year ending 31st December 2026. Yes, Leader.
Speaker, may we again turn to order paper addendum motion number 2. So number 2 is ready. Minister of Transport.
Yes, let me invite the Honorable Minister. Kindly do us the honors by taking motion 2.
I want to commend. You see, when you show up like this, we won't have a problem with you. What's your problem? So, Speaker, the minister can go ahead and take the item.
Anyway, he's done well. He's been coming to this House, and today he's been here throughout the day. Minister, let's hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the item listed number 2 on the order paper addendum be moved today. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Ajay Mensah.
Thank you, right distinguished Honorable Speaker. I
rise to second the motion. And in seconding the motion, I want to present the report of your committee, Right Honourable Speaker. The committee met and deliberated on the report in respect of the budget statement and estimates. And accordingly, there are a couple of issues that came to the fore. Right Honourable Speaker, I will respectfully request the hazard section to take the entirety of the report, whilst I concentrate on some key areas going forward. Right Honourable Speaker, in addition to the many details that were discussed, the committee took notice of the fact that the airport passenger service charge came to our attention. The airport section needs enough funds for other projects, and therefore the existing charges were considered to be minimal. And so there's the need to have a review of it to be able to get them enough funds to operationalize the activities. Right Honourable Speaker, we also took notice of one critical section, the arrears and salaries owed to the railway staff. This has been on the drawing board for a very long time. It's quite demoralizing, and therefore the committee recommended. And of course, because these are labor issues, and the fact that unrest can result, which is not too good at this time, the committee recommended to the ministry to take appropriate steps to ensure that enough funds have been, found to make sure that these arrears have been cleared, to allow the families of workers under these challenges be in good shape. Right Honourable Speaker, we also noticed the introduction and rollout of new vehicle, the emerging agencies that is performing very well, and therefore new ways of doing things are things that the committee accepts and recommends. These new plates are in line and in sync with the best standards internationally, and therefore we assure the ministry that the committee supports the action, and therefore recommend that their move is something that we all should accept. Right Honourable Speaker, transport remains one of the critical ministries in the economy and in the country, and therefore their request or the allocation of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis as their budgetary allocation, we recommend to this House that it be approved and approved accordingly. I so move. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable Senyako.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I just want to make a few comments on the report under the observation column. And Mr. Speaker, when we met the ministry, after looking at their budget performance, we realized that under CAPEX, an amount of 165 million was earmarked or budgeted for the ministry. By the end of September, only 43 million have been released to the ministry for the activities, which represent 26%. Mr. Speaker, a ministry like transport is a very important and critical ministry. And for them not to have releases of their budget to run the activities of the ministry, we thought it was a very worrying situation, and we encourage the finance minister to ensure that timely releases of funds to the ministry in the ensuing year are being done properly so that they can have funds to run the activities at the ministry. We also observed or were informed that the DVLA intends to introduce a new number plate which has more security features. But we drew the ministry's attention to it that there's a law governing the introduction of license plates, and therefore, if they want to come out with such a new license plate, then they have to make sure that the law is being amended, which the minister has taken cue, and he will be forwarding the necessary document to the House for the House to also look at it and do the necessary amendments so that it will pave way for them to be able to introduce the new number plates in January 2026. Mr. Speaker, we also observed that the railway sector is under distress. I'm saying so because even the railway staff have not been paid for some time now, and government is owing the workers about 34 million Ghana cedi, and government has made an attempt to pay 10 million out of it. We encourage the minister that it would be better for government to find all this money and settle them, and if government want to reassign the workers to other units or other departments at the ministry, they can do it, because currently it seems the workers are redundant. Most of them are not doing anything, and government keeps on paying them and incurring. Each month, government is adding 2.5 million Ghana cedi to the cost. So we rather encourage the minister to ensure that government looks for the resources to pay them so that they can reassign them to other units. Mr. Speaker, the last observation was that if you look at the amount of money that have been assigned to the railway sector, it is inadequate. If you look at the investment that the railway sector needs and the amount of money that have been earmarked in the budget for 2026, it's something that we thought the government has to look at it, because railway sector is a very critical sector, which if we are able to build it, it will come and complement the roads that we are building. So we want to encourage the government through the finance minister that if there is something that he could do about it, and look for more funding to be able to give it to the ministry so that they can also pay proper attention to the development of the railway sector. So I think, Mr. Speaker, these were a few observations that were made at the committee level, and with this observation and the assurances given by the minister, I think I have no objection than to support the approval of the budget of 1.5 billion, which has been allocated to the ministry for them to execute their activities in 2026. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I thank you.
Yes. Honorable Achampo.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I rise to support the motion on the floor that the House approves an amount of 1,500,040,589 Ghana cedis for the Transport Ministry to undertake their activities in 2026. Mr. Speaker, let me commend the DVLA for the innovation that they've come out with. Just this morning, Mr. Speaker, I received a message from DVLA, and the message is, "Dear client, your driver's license is due for renewal on February 2026. Visit any DVLA office for renewal. Thank you. Your safety, our concern." Mr. Speaker, indeed, this is the research we are talking about. Because sometimes you hold your driver's license, you don't even know the expiring date. Because when it's getting to expire, they put a sticker on it. So on the face of it, you see 2026. But you don't know that every year you have to renew it. And you come face to face with the police and they'll be harassing you on the road. So if you have an agency who is using technology to give information to their client, and they can tell that you have 2 months or 3 months to renew your driver's license. I think we need to commend the agency for helping their customers to do what is right, to avoid a police crash or having issues with the police on the road. So I think, Mr. Minister, we commend you for a yeoman's work done and keep it up. Mr. Speaker, Ghana Airports Company, if you take Sunyane, Kumase, and Tamale, all of them are running at a loss. It's only Kotoka International Airport which is breaking even to take care of all the airports that we have in the country. So I ask myself, is it a social service we are providing for them or it's a commercial entity? So when I read through the budget that they are upping their fees from 5 cedis to 100 Ghana cedis, I got to understand that this will give them more resources so that the expansion that they want to do in Sunyane and Kumasi one is ongoing. The passenger throughput will increase and the revenue levels will also increase. So by the end of the day, they will generate more revenue to deal with their overhead expenditures. So I think we need to support this suggestion by the minister so that by the end of the day, they will get more resources. Even if they are not making profit, they should break even so that the investment we made so far, we can see that there's value for money. So we need to support the ministry to achieve their set target in 2026. So next year, I think the story will be different. So I encourage to support the report before us. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, lastly, Honorable Patrick Boama.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'll turn your attention to page 15 of the report. Well, the ministry is seeking to increase the airport passenger service charge from 5 Ghana cedis to 100 cedis per passenger. The government is hiding this in the report. The Speaker, 100,000% increase, from 1,000% increase, from 5 Ghana cedis to 1,200 Ghana cedis per passenger on both domestic and international flights. So, Speaker, this is a very serious charge that the country must be made aware of. Mr. Speaker, airport tax. Is this the resetting that now you can't even drive on our roads? Flying to has become too expensive. Is that what they promised this country? Airport tax. From 5 Ghana cedis to 100 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, I chair the Subsidiary Legislation Committee.
Hold on. Minister, has the fees, have they started charging the fee?
Mr. Speaker, I was just waiting to have my term and ask for a correction on the report. What we have is that the domestic is still 5 Ghana cedis, international economy is 100 Ghana, and international business is 150. That is why we have.
Very well. Then it means there's a unique corrections. So let Patrick conclude. Yeah, Patrick, let's see.
Mr. Speaker, the minister has confirmed what I just said.
But he said it's only in reference to the international flight. The domestic flight,
it's
the
not
flight
only,
is.
Mr. Speaker.
That's what he's just said.
5 cedis, 200 cedis. And
No, he just said the 5 cedis still remains the 5 cedis. That's what he just said.
Mr. Speaker, 5 cedis, 200 Ghana cedis is only. Is that what the minister is telling us?
The minister said that
so
is
soon, within a year under the reset agenda, an increment from 5 Ghana cedis to 100 is only. It's only.
Minister,
1,000%.
Honorable Patrick Boama, what the minister said was the domestic is still 5 cedis. They've not made any changes. It is only the international that is 100 Ghana. Is that not what you said? Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I want to repeat for all of us to hear. Since 2014, the airport passenger service charge has remained the same. The committee is making recommendation to this House that we should consider to make some increases to the charges that since 2014, they've remained same. Domestic 5 cedis, international economy 100 Ghana, international business 150. Mr. Speaker, those are the charges we are taking. Since 2014, we have not increased.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I still stand by my point. The value is the same. That you are increasing airport passenger service charge, whether domestic, international, business, or from 5 cities to 100 Ghana cities. 1,000%.
Patrick, did the minister say that?
Yes.
Yes, in some cases 150.
He said in some cases 150 Ghana cities.
Patrick, what I heard, and I believe that's what you also heard, is that the domestic is still 5 cities.
Mr. Speaker, how many people fly domestic?
I fly domestic. This one of
how many? Even if it's 5 cities to 150, it's a lot of money for international passengers. Because he's a minister, the state caters for him. He doesn't care about that. Is that what he's telling Ghanaians?
Very sad.
Very sad for a resetting agenda, Mr. Speaker.
What is he proposing as a new?
Very insensitive on the part of government. Mr. Speaker, on a more serious note, I chair the subsidiary legislation committee, and this falls within the fees and charges bill that was brought to our committee. Unfortunately, this is being smuggled through the budget. It's supposed to have been part of the bill that came to us, which matured on the 13th of November. This is news to me and to the committee. So I want you to ask the minister whether it was part of the bill that was brought to us, which matured on the 13th, and why it's being smuggled through this budget. This 11th hour as a new service charge. Mr. Speaker, it's very important. We have to step this report down for further explanation from the minister. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Anyway.
Second point is on the 24-hour economy, DVLA expansion, and 24 whatever. 1 year down the line, I'm just seeing Adenta as the only service or delivery point. 1 year. 12 months into the administration, second coming of President Mahama. 24-hour economy, where T-shirts were printed across the country. 24-hour economy. People who work 6 to 12, 12 to 6, 10 to whatever. And now, just one service center at Adenta. And they are even asking for more service centers across the country. Mr. Speaker, that is serious. Mr. Speaker, look at page 13. Non-performance on CAPEX allocation in 2025. Let me read it to you, Mr. Speaker. That the committee noted that by September 2025, the Ministry of Transport had received 43 million cedis out of its approved CAPEX allocation of 165 million. And you sit here and say Ato is forcing. Forcing what? Oh, I'm coming. You'll read further. Representing a release rate of approximately 26%. 26%. And you sit here and say, oh, they are Sempa Nabo. Is this a Sempa Panaba? 26% release. Nikpe, Honorable Nikpe, are you happy with 26% release? Okay. Mr. Speaker, however, despite the release, no expenditure has been incurred on these planned activities. And your ministry is asking for more funds. Honorable Nikwe, Agrobeso Ifranopa. If the whole year you got only 26%, that's why Jaja doesn't even come to the house. Jaja has stopped coming to the house. He's angry. Honorable Nikwe, How were you able to survive in 2025 with 26% release? How? Very sad and unfortunate. And you think Ato is forcing. He's collapsing your ministry. We know. The minister says you are not happy with releases. You are not. Nikwe, you are not. Gisela Tete is not happy. Ampem is not happy himself. Trade minister, you're not happy. You just walked in. The whole day, we are debating your report, and you just walked in and you are shouting. Honorable Achampo, are you happy with the 26%? The Speaker.
We can't talk.
So, this report, I don't think we must support it.
I'll give the ministers opportunity to explain.
It's very, very important. From 5 cities to 100 cities to 150 cities, 1,500%.
But Honorable Patrick, what he said is different from what you are telling me.
Oh, Mr. Speaker, the report is before you.
Anyway, I will ask him to repeat because he said the domestic is still 5 cities.
So, Mr. Speaker, you are more interested in the domestic.
That's what
You are more interested in the domestic.
This morning I used domestic.
We want to promote tourism. We want to promote our siblings' interest in coming to Ghana. And Christmas is fast approaching. We are approving this budget. People want to come for the Black Star experience and what have you. And ticket cost is going to increase. Did he factor all those into his calculations?
I'm giving you the opportunity.
Very well, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. No, actually. Minister, conclude and explain, give us the explanation too.
Mr. Speaker, before the minister comes in, the chairman must do the correction to reflect what you are talking about so that the minister will conclude.
Chairman, let's hear you.
Right Honourable Speaker, is that a session for correction?
There's no any increment. You were rather advocating.
So, right Honourable Speaker, there is actually no increase or increment in the scheme of things. We have maintained the position that domestic rates remain the same, and therefore the increase affects the external troubles, if there is, and that one. So there isn't any increase. So we request to amend the report to reflect the position as expatiated by the minister going forward. Thank you.
So it means the amendment you are seeking is to the effect that the domestic will remain 5 cities. Is that not the case?
Yes, Right Honourable Speaker.
And the external will be increased to 100 Ghana cities.
It's the same thing.
Very well.
Thank you.
Okay, so now the explanation is clear. It's the external that has been affected, but the internal still remains 5 cities. Yes, let me give, Minister, I'll come to you. Let me give Honorable Gideon Boakon, then I'll come to you. Yeah, Honorable Gideon Boakon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think we need some clarity here, especially with regards to the external, because my understanding is that for economy class passengers, the charge is going to be $100. For business, $150.
No.
This is what I know. I want the minister to clarify. For business, $150, and for ECOWAS passengers, $50. So the minister should clarify. Are we talking about 100 cities or $150, $100, and $50? We need that clarity.
Minister, just explain to us, is it in dollars or in cedis?
Mr. Speaker, the committee was recommending to this House for us to consider to increase the airport passenger service charge and that it had been the same rate from 2014 to date. Now, those rates are quoted in dollars. Since 2014, they have not been increased. And the committee was rather recommending to this House that the House should consider, with the work of the Ghana Airport Company, and increase it from that 5 cedis, 500 and 150 to a new level. And so it is a consideration for the House. But if we will increase, we have to come through the fees and charges. But let me assure the House, or let me inform the House, that since 2014, this airport passenger service charge has not been increased. It has remained the same, and that is what we have been operating with. Mr. Speaker, having said this, I want to take this opportunity to thank the committee and members of this. Oh, but he called me.
Minister, just hold on. Just hold on. I'll give you the opportunity after the approval. I'll give you the opportunity to thank the committee. But Minister, I think the Minister for Finance has been advocating that dollarization should cease. So if we are,
Mr. Speaker, I'm reporting on something that has been 2014. It is not a new thing.
Yes,
this is the charge we inherited.
I'm just bringing to your attention whether you discussed this with the minister. No, I want him to get this.
Speaker, the report is very clear. It's quoted cities. There's nowhere. Is in the report that is quoted in dollars. So if we say that at the committee level, the report, so all these matters will be subject to the Fees and Charges Act.
Very well.
So this attempt to get the minister to say that it is pounds, it is euros, when the report says clearly, I mean, we can't compel him to say that. There's nothing unambiguous about what is in the report. So we shouldn't attempt to get the minister to contradict what is in the report. It will be subjected to the fees and charges. That is what will bring clarity.
Okay. So do you put the question?
Mr. Speaker, the report, page 16 of the report is very clear. And you are saying that the minister should, the minister did what? The minister didn't say so. The report, the content of the report is what we are working with. In any case, there will be a Fees and Charges Act. All this will be contained in the Fees and Charges Act. No, for purposes of recommendation. So when the thing is clear, why are you trying to get the minister to say a different thing that tomorrow you say that? So if the minister says it is in pounds, then you go and amend the report. No. So yes, so I'm saying that the report, there's nothing ambiguous.
Speaker, I will advise the minister.
Minister, you hold on. I'll come to you. Yes.
Our good friend should wait. When we are done, you can clarify or put in context the figures and the issues our colleagues are speaking to. Yeah, you will have the opportunity to speak. Mr. Speaker, let me speak to the motion and make some observations. Conspicuously missing is EVs. I have read through the report. Minister, if you have any pages of your report speaking to electronic vehicles, draw my attention. There is. Okay, so the allocation to EVs Zero. And I know how passionate you are in terms of EVs. This cannot pass. The previous government has set the tone. You are aware of all the initiatives and the undertakings in terms of electronic vehicles. We don't need to, you use the media. We hope so. Now, all of us are aware about emissions in this country. And science has proven that transport alone contributes more than 20% of emissions, especially in urban and peri-urban areas. And it is the reason why the previous government set the tone and put out the necessary framework for us to expand. What I expect from you is an expansion. Now, zero allocation, that cannot be. That cannot be. To expand on electronic vehicles, provision, and the template that needs to expand on it, you are piloting it at where? Yes, we are talking about reduction of carbon footprint. And I've already told you that the transport sector alone contributes more than 20%. The previous government has set the tone. The least you can do is to continue. Minister, look at me and pay attention to this part. Public transport, electronic vehicles have the potential of reducing emissions, have the potential of reducing carbon footprints, and has other health benefits. And your government is not visionary enough to continue what we started. I mean, and you're providing nothing. You are providing nothing, zero. And you want us to applaud. We can't applaud this. Minister, you have to speak to this. You have to respond to this. And again, the last time the Honorable Member Big Zidin had come to make a formal statement lamenting on the number and the scale of accidents occurring in our water bodies across the country. The white Volta, the black Volta, the Volta River. Accidents all over the place. And not even a line budget on the provision of safety measures on these transport facilities on these water bodies. This cannot be acceptable. Minister, this cannot be acceptable. And the finance minister should have been here. The finance minister should have been here. Because you recall you even had a reason to make an appropriate referral on this same subject matter. We cannot approve this. We can't approve this budget. You have to go back and do your homework well. Minister, go back, make an amendment to the EVs. You should go back and make a necessary amendment to EVs and facilities on our water bodies. And you know the number of people who move along these water bodies. We can't accept this budget. Minister, you know what to do right. Now, let me reference the report. Pages 8 and so on. As we are, page 8, item 522, subheadline, Road Transport Management. And item B says, commission new officers at Akwetia and Bole while a 24-hour operations office was commissioned at Adenta for use by the DVLA. The least you can do is at least acknowledge the good work that your predecessor has started. You should have acknowledged it. We are aware what we did in terms of the Akwetia office that you commissioned. You should have acknowledged our efforts. Proceeding further, item on page 9, completed a test run the newly constructed Tema Impakadan railway line and operationalized passenger services from Tema to Adomi. Minister, you won't acknowledge the previous government's effort. That's not good enough. What you should be speaking to is what you should be doing to enhance. Because you came to meet it. The Tema in Pakadang railway line was done by the MPP, the previous MPP administration. Yes. Huh? And test run, I'm told, the test run had all been done. You should acknowledge our good works. You will not acknowledge it. So, Speaker, I think that without adding more, I think the minister should pay attention to what the honourable member, Honourable Patrick Boama, had raised on the fees and charges. You need to clarify it once and for all. Let's get it explained. Or it is taken out of the report. And you can't, for EVs, I'm an environmentalist, and you have engaged you private, and I know how passionate you. Is it the case that, if it is the case that you have a problem speaking to the exchequer, tell us. We are going to approve the budget. We can say no, we should go back and make the necessary amendment. If you need more money, tell us. If you need more money, tell us. Today, across the world, the narrative in terms of environmental conversation is about how we can deal with emissions. At the last COP, emissions have come out strongly, damages, what we can do to deal with it. And 21st century Ghana, you bring a budget for Ministry of Transport and there's nothing on EVs. Are you proud about this? You should not be proud about this. I insist, go back and do your homework well. Speaker, 20% contribution of emissions is by the transport sector. And it cannot be ordinary. It cannot be ordinary. And let me conclude just rehashing the accident on the white voter, the black voter, and you are from the northern part of our country. Please, please, clearly your budget is not enough. Go back and input these considerations and come back. And then we'll consider whether we'll approve it or not. As it stands, because we are opposed. We won't pass this. We can't pass this budget. We won't pass this budget. Besides, Ghana has entered into a number of bilateral cooperation agreements that is raking in billions of dollars, especially on environmental conservation and emission. Last time, Switzerland, Korea, now UAE, they are all ready to rake in these monies. Minister, I beg you, are my friend. We can't accept this budget. Go back and do something about the emissions. And because it has a potential of bringing in a lot of RED Plus benefit in terms of dollars. Ghana last year raked in over 2 billion from Switzerland. Free money, low-hanging fruit. You see the minority, we are helping you. We are helping you to blaze a trail. 2 billion, I'm telling you, you can check. Google it. Benefits from a RED Plus compact between Ghana and Switzerland. And now what is outstanding is the UAE, and it will bring in a lot of money. Please, let's pay attention to this. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity. But the budget we will not approve. This one we will not approve. It must go back. This motion, we will not pass it. We will go back.
Honorable Nipe, hold on. Let me listen to it.
Speaker, this side of the House keep reminding of the majority that this budget is a cut and paste budget. Mr. Speaker, if you look at this 2026 budget, compare the content to the very budget they criticized, 2024 budget, you realize that some phrases, some paragraphs were just lifted. We pointed it out to them. They will not even take their time to read the entire budget to correct it. Pages 75 and 76. Those pages are there. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the money that has been allocated to the presidency, the money, compensation alone, Mr. Speaker, is more than what is being given to a whole ministry. What a reset government. And this is a reset government that is talking about due process. They say, as for them, their governance will be pepe. Everything will be pepe. Danake MPP. Mr. Speaker, if you look at table 3, there is a huge scandal at table 3, page 6, table 3, a huge scandal. I don't know whether they themselves have reported this to the OSP. Mr. Speaker, I don't know. Look at table 3, capital expenditure. Do you have the report? You're asking for page what? Do you have the report? Do you have the report? Honorable, do you? You have the report? Pardon? You have the report? Okay. If you have the report, go with me to page 6, table 3. I want the chief whip for the majority side to finish reading the page. Is he there? Okay. Now, Mr. Speaker, capital expenditure 2025 appropriation, what we approved in this house, 83 million. Releases, 92 million. Somebody must go to jail. Then when you come and see actual expenditure, 92 million, variance, negative 9.4. Somebody must account for this 9.4 million. This is not my report. This is not my report. And you are saying that releases are in excess of 111%. How can you spend what has not been approved by Parliament? Please. Mr. Speaker, they cannot tell us that we approved expenditure item. There's expenditure line. Look at the line item, Mr. Speaker. Is the reason why we have compensation of employees. We have goods and services, and we have capital expenditure. Don't tell me that you are putting all the figures together to confuse me. In the list, I understand these numbers. I've been here for 4 terms. Mr. Speaker, capital expenditure, what Parliament approved as a line item expenditure, capital expenditure, 83 million. If you look at the actual releases, they have spent beyond the amount that this house approved. We are not interested in total envelope. The auditor is interested in the line item. Line by line. Mr. Speaker, has anybody been sent to the OSP? They came here to talk about the PFM Act. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that many of you are likely to go to jail. From what I am seeing, Mr. Speaker, just year one alone, only yesterday, you were on us. The slightest mistake, you'll be inviting MPP appointees to go to OSP, to go to NIB. Mr. Speaker, look at the line item. The excess of 9.4 million. Who authorized this to be released? Who authorized it? It was never brought to Parliament for variation. Mr. Speaker, if it were to be MPP administration, we know what our friends will do. Mr. Speaker, we know in this country the slightest error, how our friends have reacted to same. just first year, one line item, what Parliament has not approved, your own records. I don't want any of you to say Afenyo Markin said something. This is not me saying. This is you. A report signed by Honorable Isaac Ajay Mensah, chairperson of the committee. He is a member of the NDC caucus in Parliament. He is not an MPP person. Mr. Ajay Mensah himself admits by signing this report that there is some chop that has gone on. Mr. Speaker, the PFM Act, let me read for the avoidance of doubt. Mr. Speaker, I will say mine. When it's your turn, say yours. Mr. Speaker, Section 96(2), I read, a person acting in an office or employment connected with the procurement or control of government stores or the collection, management or disbursement of amount in respect of public fund or public trust, who authorizes an expenditure exceeding the approved appropriation in the relevant budget commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a term of imprisonment of not less than 6 months and not more than 12 months, or to a fine of not more than the value of the assessed impact of the commitment, or to both. So, Mr. Speaker, clearly somebody must be punished for this. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. The way you judge the MPP, you will be measured by the same standard. Mr. Speaker, this is what the PFM Act says. That we approved a line item for you. And you decided to spend in excess. Mr. Speaker, you have decided to spend almost 10 million cedis. Who spent this? Who authorized this? It was not Parliament that approved this. And your own report is saying that releases are in excess. What the PFM Act is saying is that this is an offense. Somebody must be liable for this. We've already started seeing the scandals. Mr. Speaker, this is scandal number 1 right here in the report. Mr. Speaker, we have seen it in the report signed by the chairman of the committee, not the minority saying something. It is a majority itself admitting to this. Mr. Speaker, yes, I'm concluding. Mr. Speaker, just as Honorable Anodom said, this side of the House would want to put across this point that the consideration of this estimate be placed on ice until we receive sufficient explanation as to why more than what was approved was released under this expenditure item. Mr. Speaker, this is a government that claims that it is resetting and therefore believes in accountability, probity, transparency in governance. We cannot approve this until sufficient explanation is put forth. We know that in this house, we never varied this expenditure item. There is no evidence of that. If so, they themselves should prove it. They have admitted and they've been caught pants down. Fortunately, this is not the minority's report. These are figures that are coming from official circles. It is not a minority member who has gone for this figure somewhere. Mr. Speaker, I want to look this way so that I can make my point comfortably. Mr. Speaker, they themselves produce these documents. These data and figures have become part of the records of this House.
Who produced these documents?
Mr. Speaker, the ministry. The report is coming from the
report
committee.
is coming from the committee.
No, yeah, Mr. Speaker, the committee relied on the returns from the ministry, and the chairman and the clerk have signed. Mr. Speaker, the chairman, who is from their side, Mr. Speaker, we are saying that they should withdraw this report. They should withdraw this report, do the needful. There must be a full inquiry into this matter. How they spent in excess of almost 10 million cedis. Mr. Speaker, the minority is demanding inquiry into why they spent in excess of what was approved.
Thank you.
We will not support this estimate to be approved. Full inquiry must be instituted to deal with this matter.
Thank you, leader. Yes, majority whip.
Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to add my voice to the call for the approval of the sum of 1,500,000 40,589 Ghana cedis for purposes of programs approved for the Ministry of Transport. Mr. Speaker, I listened to the minority leader in silence. He should be able to take the pain from this side in dignity. Mr. Speaker, the minority leader says what? That because within the approved quantum for the ministry, in terms of IGF, that they cannot vie it. Let me advert his mind to Section 32 of the PFM Act, 2016 Act 921. The minister has power to vie expenditure lines approved for entities, from goods and services, for instance, to capital expenditure. And let me read the provision. Please, yes. Can you listen to me in quietude? Mr. Speaker, section 32. Speaker, can you save me from the jaws of the minority leader at this time? Speaker, section 32(1) reads, the minister may, on the request of a principal spending officer, execute a virement in respect of an amount of money allocated to the covered entity of that principal spending officer. Speaker, 32(3) is to the effect that a virement executed under subsection 1 is subject to the following conditions. Now, a virement of funds allocated for wages and salaries in an expenditure vote shall not be made unless the virement is in respect of wages and salaries. Yes. What we speak of, it's not about wages and salaries. It's CAPEX. So I will take you to CAPEX. So let me take you to CAPEX. Speaker, Section 32, subsection 3, paragraph C. A virement may be made from a recurrent expenditure to capital expenditure, as well as from one capital expenditure to another capital expenditure. Mr. Speaker, yes, I'm done. And Mr. Speaker, oh, please, minority leader, please. Mr. Speaker, now let me look at you so that me too I can make my point without interruption. Speaker, if you take table 3, the global total for 2025 is for appropriation A is for 801,481,350,028 pesos. The actual releases was 588,429,853,080 pesos. The actual expenditure, as a result of which the minority leader has gone haywire and is conjuring an offense that is non-existent and is calling for an inquiry that has no basis. Mr. Speaker, listen to the figure. Actual expenditure, 588,429,853.80 pesos. Mr. Speaker, if you deduct 588 million from 801 million, you have in excess of 280 million. That has not been touched. And yet the minority leader, in some esoteric fashion, is conjuring an offense. Yes, in some esoteric fashion, is conjuring an offense that does not exist. And is demanding that this side will go to jail and that there must be an inquiry, all based on a non-existent fact,
Creating a scandal.
and now the attempt is that he must use the word scandal to ensure that there's a scandal. Mr. Speaker, they have actually under-expended, and this violation occurred within the remit of Section 32(1)(3) of the PMF Act, PFM Act, 2016 Act 921. So this attempt to, as it were, to what was amended. So this attempt to say that the ministry, somebody at the ministry has committed some offense, is untenable. Mr. Speaker, let me therefore urge the House to join me to ask for the adoption of the reports of the committee so that the ministry can effectively carry out its mandate in 2016. Mr. Speaker, with these words, I urge the media to ignore the earlier submissions regarding the allegation of over expenditure outside of appropriation as incorrect, untruthful, and that the appropriating was done and they expended within appropriation. They actually under-expended. And so on this, Mr. Speaker, I invite that you put the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a House of record. We should not mislead the House at any point in time. The argument that is being made by the chief whip on the other side cannot be sustained. The point that has been made by the minority leader is well-founded. And Mr. Speaker, let me just give you the information and the entire House. This particular provision that was read was not read in full by the chief whip. The law, Section 32 says the minister, here the Minister of Finance, is the one who may via, and that violation is upon a request of a principal spending officer. Mr. Speaker, in the absence of that, Section 96, as we read, holds that when appropriation is done and you exceed it, you are in contravention of the law. Mr. Speaker, the very report signed by the chairman of the committee, the report with his imprimatur on it, page 6, row 2, it starts off by saying 2025 appropriation. And Mr. Speaker, the appropriation is done line by line. Then why don't we just vote 200 billion at a go for the government? But we go line by line. because every line is appropriated. Mr. Speaker, the amount appropriated was 83 billion. The expenditure was 92 billion, Mr. Speaker. In fact, sorry, it is million. 83 million. The expenditure was 92. Mr. Speaker, if indeed there was virement, the onus is on the person reporting to state that there was virement. In the absence of that, on the face of the document, there has been over expenditure. And that is why it is being requested that it be stepped down and addressed.
Thank you. I'll now invite the minister. Minister, just conclude for me.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, to respond to the minority leader, I want to, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister, let me hear you, please.
To respond to the minority leader, I want to state that we, the Ministry of Transport, respect this August House, and we operate directly as the Parliament approves to us our budget. In May this year, I wrote to the Minister of Transport to allow us do a Minister of Finance. I wrote to the Minister.
Honorable Minister, please address the chair.
In May, I wrote to the Minister of Finance requesting for environment of the capers for the Ghana Maritime Authority to service their loan that they had acquired over 4 years ago. They are servicing that loan, and as a minister, I will not sit for them to default. So I had written, and we had spent within our budget. We didn't exceed the budget that was approved for us. I want to state that we respect this house, and then we will work to the dictates of this house. We wrote, and the minister allowed us to do some environment, and that is what exactly we did. Exactly. And again, there were other concerns that were raised. One of them had to do with the DVLA offices, and that I should give praises to the previous government. I didn't inherit any DVLA building or any structure anywhere. We had to work ourselves as a government to create the opportunity for the Kotea people to have a DVLA office. There was not any existing office for us to inherit. We are working to open up to 40 new offices and serve our people so that they will be able to have services at their doorsteps. So I would have made some recommendations, or I would have said thank you to the former minister if there was any of such projects that we inherited. On the other hand, it is not only Adenta that is running 24-hour economy in the Ministry of Transport. If you go to the Tama shipyard, we even have up to 4 shifts. We are running 24-hour economy. Yes, I'm responding to you. I'm responding to you. I need to respond to you. So, Mr. Speaker, we have a lot of offices operating the 24 hours within the Ministry of Transport alone. But Adenta was picked out for you to know that we, as members of Parliament, will close very late here. If your license is expiring, you just dash there, and then they will renew it for you. We want to state that as a ministry, we will want to state again that all the safety measures that we need to put in place at the Volta River Authority. Mr. Speaker, we have started by recruiting safety guards who have started doing some education along the Volta Lake and educating boat owners and passengers as to how they will pick our passengers and operate within safety measures. So I will want to report to this House that we are not joking when it comes to safety, and we are working with the locals to ensure that we have a smooth travel. Again, on the issue of the EVs, we inherited a contract that was signed to supply 100 EV buses. Only 10 were supplied. And as we sit, we are negotiating with the contractor to see how we can look at the terms and for him to continue to deliver the buses. So it is not a new creature that we'll have to put in this year's budget again. It is already something that was taken, and we are working to ensure that we improve upon the contract sums and ensure that we'll get some buses to augment our fleet. Again, Mr. Speaker, the Tema-Mpakadan Railway, that facility was the vision of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. In 2016, he brought a loan facility here that was approved to construct the Tema-Mpakadan. It has only been delayed for 8 years. And after the 8 years, we have come to complete it. And I'm happy to report to this House that it is operating, and we are happy picking our passengers on a daily basis from Tema through to Mpakadan. I want to thank the committee, and I want to, by extension, thank leadership and members of this House, and Mr. Speaker, your good self, and to assure you that the Ministry of Transport will work hard to ensure that we promote EV usage in the country. We work to ensure that we have a safe, a secured, and an efficient transport system that will serve the people of Ghana and also position Ghana as a transport hub to West Africa. On this, I want to thank the committee and urge you that you approve our budget estimate for us to continue with the good works of this government led by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
As are in favor of the motion listed 2 in today's order paper addendum, say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, it's obvious the ayes have it. The motion is carried, and that this honourable House has approved the sum of 1,500,040,589 Ghana cedis for the services of the Ministry of Transport for the year ending 31st December 2026. Yes.
Speaker, ordinarily we'll move to addendum 2, but let me pray that we go back to the original order paper and take item number 9, Speaker, 9J, so that we lay that. Then we come back to addendum 2, then we can subsequently
Very well.
take.
So the first Deputy Speaker will take the chair. So, G.
Thank you so much. Tomorrow. So I will not be here tomorrow. I will not be here. Okay. Yes, Majority Chief Whip, let me hear
Speaker, thank you. Speaker, my prayer is that we go back to the original order paper and take item number 9 Juliet, 9J, and that will be the report of the Committee on Gender. Mr. Speaker, when we do that, then we can go back to order paper addendum 2.
Honourable members, at commencement, presentation of papers, item numbered 9J.
Speaker, the chairperson for the gender committee is not here, so may I pray you that the member, the first deputy majority whip.
Yes, Deputy Minority Whip, you heard the prayers.
Mr. Speaker, we are not opposed.
Thank you very much. Yes, Honorable Deputy Minority Whip.
Report of the Committee on Gender, Children